Alright, this is the intro for 2nd John, and I'll be doing the video for chapter 1 after this video, so I won't have to do a refresher for the intro in that one. Alright, yeah, because it's just one chapter, so I can just do it all in one sitting, but I'll just separate the two videos. Alright, so the intro. So the title of the epistle, 2nd John, this epistle's title, 2nd John, it's the second in the series of the 3 epistles that bear the Apostle John's name. And I just finished looking at 1st John. And 2nd and 3rd John, they present the closest approximation in the New Testament to the conventional letter form of the contemporary Greco-Roman world, since they were addressed from an individual to individuals. And 2nd and 3rd John are actually the shortest epistles in the New Testament. They each contain less than 300 Greek words, and each letter could fit on a single papyrus sheet that they wrote on in these times. Alright, author and the date. So the author is the Apostle John, and he describes himself in verse 1 as the elder, which conveys the advanced age of the apostle and also his authority and status during the foundational period of Christianity when he was involved with Jesus' ministry. Now, the precise date of this epistle cannot be determined, since the wording and the subject matter and the circumstances of 2nd John closely approximate 1st John. Most likely John composed this letter at the same time, soon after 1st John, in AD 90 to 95 during his ministry at Ephesus in the latter part of his life. Alright, and the background and the setting. 2nd John deals with the same problem as 1st John. False teachers influenced by the beginnings of Gnostic thought were threatening the church, and the strategic difference is that while 1st John has no specific individual or church specified to whom it was addressed, 2nd John actually has a particular local group or house church in mind. And the focus of 2nd John is that the false teachers were conducting an itinerant ministry among John's congregations, seeking to make converts and taking advantage of Christian hospitality to advance their cause. And the individual addressed in greeting inadvertently or unwisely may have shown these false prophets hospitality, or John may have feared that the false teachers would attempt to take advantage of her kindness. The person or persons that he's writing to, or church that he's writing to. And the apostle seriously warns his readers against showing hospitality to such deceivers. Although his exhortation may appear on the surface to be harsh or unloving, the acutely dangerous nature of their teaching justified such actions, especially since it threatened to destroy the very foundations of the faith, and thus being what might seem as harsh or unloving, but not really. Alright, historical and theological themes. The overall theme of 2nd John parallels to 1st John's theme of a recall to the fundamentals of the faith, or going back to the basics of Christianity. Now, for John, the basics of Christianity are summarized by adherence to the truth and love and obedience. The apostle, however, conveys an additional but related theme in 2nd John, the biblical guidelines for hospitality. So, not only are Christians to adhere to the fundamentals of the faith, but the gracious hospitality that is commanded of them must be discriminating. The basis of hospitality must be common love of or interest in the truth, and Christians must share their love within the confines of that truth. Yeah, love and truth are not exclusive. They're not opposed to each other. They go together. Now, they are not called to universal acceptance of anyone who claims to be a believer. Christians must share their love within the confines of that truth, and just not to accept anyone who just claims to be a believer. Love must be discerning. Hospitality and kindness must be focused on those who are adhering to the fundamentals of the faith. Otherwise, Christians may actually aid those who are attempting to destroy those basic truths of the faith. And sound doctrine must serve as the test of fellowship and the basis of separation between those who profess to be Christians and those who actually are. Alright, so interpretive challenges. 2 John stands in direct antithesis to the frequent cry for ecumenicism and Christian unity among believers. And love and truth are inseparable in Christianity. Truth must always guide the exercise of love. Love must stand the test of truth, and the main lesson of this book is that truth determines the bounds of love, and as a consequence of unity. And therefore, truth must exist before love can unite. For truth generates love. And when someone compromises the truth, true Christian love and unity are destroyed. Only shallow sentimentalism exists where truth is not the foundation of unity. And the reference to the elect lady and her children should be understood in a normal, plain sense, referring to a particular woman and her children, rather than interpreted in a non-literal sense as a church or its membership, or even a woman pastor, but not at all. And similarly, the reference to the children of your elect sister should be understood as a reference to the nieces and or nephews of the individual addressed in verse 1, rather than metaphorically to a sister church and its membership. So in these verses, John conveys greetings to personal acquaintances that he has come to know through his ministry. And the outline of this book, just one chapter, is this. Verses 1 through 3, the basis of Christian hospitality. 4 through 6, the behavior of Christian hospitality. And 7 through 11, the bounds of Christian hospitality. And 12 and 13, the blessings of Christian hospitality. And that's pretty much all of the intro, and now I will get to chapter 1.